Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bridget's Speech Kitchen. My name is Bridget, and today I have a tech tutorial for you. But for those of you who are new to my channel, I share my life as a speech language pathologist and how I combine that with all of my hobbies and interests, such as cooking, baking, books, technology, and so much more. So if that is of interest to you, then make sure to click the subscribe button and to click the notification bell. So today I'm going to show you how to use your iPhone as a document camera. So I have found this to be an invaluable source for when I am conducting assessment for students, if I want to show them a worksheet that I've printed out or a book that I have a hard copy of and maybe don't have accessible digitally. And this is good for if you have books or worksheets with smaller print, because a lot of times what happens is if I hold up the document to the screen, it can be hard for the student to read what's on the page or to see the details really clearly. Whereas if I use my phone as a document camera, it's much easier for them to see whatever I'm showing them. So let's go ahead and get started. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the share screen icon on Zoom. So I'm doing this tutorial with Zoom and with an iPhone. If you have another type of smartphone or are using another platform such as Google Meet or Microsoft Teams or something else, you'll have to find, a video about how to do it for that. But if you have an iPhone or smartphone and then are using Zoom, this will work perfectly for you. So you're going to go to the share screen icon at the bottom of the screen, and then you're going to click the little caret next to it. And then you're going to see some different options. So you'll see desktop, whiteboard, iPhone, and via cable. You'll see advanced. So if you have a document camera, it's a true document camera, you would use this content from second screen. But if you don't have a document camera, then this is a good backup for you. So I would click iPhone, share, and then you're going to want to install this plugin. It connects your Zoom and your computer with your phone. So we'll click install. It'll take a little bit to upload the plugin, but it's fairly quick. Okay, so now we have the plugin, and this is going to appear on your screen. So it says on your iPhone or iPad, connect Wi-Fi. This is my Wi-Fi. And then you're going to tap screen mirroring. And then I'm going to choose Zoom, Bridget's MacBook Pro. So on your phone, here's my iPhone. I'm going to swipe down from the top right, and then this menu will come up. And you'll see about halfway down this screen, there is a button that says screen mirroring. You're going to click that. And then the device that you are using Zoom on should pop up. So for example, mine says Zoom, Bridget's MacBook Pro. So I'll go ahead and click that. And then it'll take a minute to connect. So now what you see on my screen, instead of just the Zoom background, is my phone. So you can see what's on the screen now that I'm sharing with you is exactly the same thing that's on my phone. So you'll just click somewhere off to the side. I'll just click on the bottom. It'll take you back to this menu, swipe up, and then you're in your phone. So from here, how I do the document cam is I click on the camera. So on my iPhone, I just hold that down and the camera opens up. So right now you can see parts of my room. I have my Starbucks. I highly recommend this pistachio latte if you're a coffee fan. It's just very buttery, very nutty, but even if you aren't the biggest fan of pistachio, but like other nut flavors, I think you'll really like this. Anyways, what you'll do is once you have your camera app open, you'll then hold it over the document. So I'm just going to use this castle test as an example. Don't worry, it doesn't have anyone's name on it. So, and I'm not going to flip open to any pages. I'm just using this. So you'll notice there may be some lags. Like my hand, for example, there was probably a second lag there. But overall, this is really useful for giving assessments. So for this particular assessment, the castle, there are easels with pictures and you have to show those to the students when you're asking them questions. So I use this iPhone doc cam for that. And then you can see, if I zoom in, you can see the words really clearly because it's just like taking a photograph of something up close. So you can see what all of these say. Whereas if I were just to hold this up to the screen, it's not as clear. And it gets tiring holding up whatever it is, a document or a worksheet or whatever, to your computer screen for that period of time. So this is much better. What you can do is I have a ring light, and I won't show it too long because the light. So this is my ring light and it has a phone attachment. I'm just not using it now, but what you can do is you can place your phone in a ring light or some other sort of apparatus that can hold your phone while you use the doc cam, and then you can position it so you have a hand free to write or to do gestures or whatever it is. With that, keep in mind you're going to have to work a little bit to position the camera, because what happens is when you put your phone on the tripod or whatever you're using, in my case, a ring light, um, you might end up with something like this, or it might not be at the correct angle. So you can either adjust your tripod or you can adjust whatever you're working with. It just really depends on the material and your setup. So like for this assessment, there's these easels and there's a picture I show the student. And then on the other side, there is my prompt for what I say. And so for that, I had to play around for probably 10 minutes to figure out how to best have the student see the picture and how to best have me be able to read it. So it was sort of like this, where my camera was over there, my doc cam was here, and I had the easel up like this. So the student did get a view of my bed, but it's really not that big of a deal if that happens. The most important thing is that when you use a doc cam, that whatever you're sharing is really easily visible to the student. So that's my number one thing, is make sure they can see it. And you can also, if you want to do a portrait, if you want to do a square, you can select these different items. You can do a video within the screen sharing. So you're not limited to just photos. So then you can also do other things. I would also recommend, if you are using your phone as a doc cam, make sure you don't have anything up that you wouldn't want students to see. So this background's pretty plain, but if you have something that you don't want students to see, I would recommend either changing it or just having your phone ready for when you're about to test. So any neutral background like this is fine if you just have a color or a picture. And then you can open up other apps on your phone with the iPhone if you're not doing a screen share. So maybe I want to open up, what could I pick on here that would be okay? Maybe I want to open up, let's see. Okay, this could be good. Maybe I want to open up Classroom or something that my students use. So maybe I want to pull up this one's good, this Canva app. Canva is a website and also an app that allows you to create different types of social media posts. So Instagram posts, Facebook posts, anything like that. So I'm just using this as an example because it's pretty neutral. But if you wanted to show a student their Google Classroom, if you wanted to pull up something on the internet from your phone, you can easily do that. Again, it's a little laggy, but it's not going to be a huge deal. But I could say, oh, this one looks cool, and maybe I'll click that, or oh, here's some of my designs, maybe I'll click that. Like here's where I created my design on the top right. You can see my Bridget Speech Kitchen logo. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now because I'm all done showing you how to use your phone as a document camera. So when you're done with your document camera, you're done with your phone, you just stop sharing the screen and you're either back to your Zoom screen, or if you want to share a screen on your computer, you can easily switch over to that. So my recommendations for using your iPhone or a smartphone as a doc cam are: make sure that whatever you're showing the student can be easily viewed by them. So you might need to change your setup of your tripod or phone or ring light. You might need to adjust where your materials are and rotate them accordingly. So that's my number one tip. Keep the student in mind first and foremost with your setup. For iPhone as a doc cam, make sure on your phone that you don't have anything you wouldn't want students to see. So if you have a picture of your family members and you don't want students to see that, if you have a quote that maybe isn't appropriate for students to see, just make sure that that's not going to pop up. And I would recommend a neutral background, or mine just says thanks, say thanks more, nothing controversial. So keep that in mind and just play around with it, have fun with it. It's been so useful. My doc cam isn't currently working, so I did have to go to plan B, which was iPhone as a doc cam, but it worked beautifully. It's really easy. And many therapists I know, many teachers that I know are doing this virtual learning, and they may not have access to a doc cam. They may not have a doc cam, or they may have materials like games or worksheets that they have hard copies of, but maybe don't have the digital copy of, but they want to use. So what's nice is nowadays, most people have a smartphone of some sort. So you just do like I showed you. Doc cam is ready to go. I think it's so, so helpful. And it's just easy to do, and it's easily accessible to all kinds of people. And I found this useful for speech therapy when I'm doing assessments, when I'm reading picture books with students, and I have it flat on the desk so my arm doesn't ache when I'm flipping the pages. I've used it for worksheets. I've used it for board games. You can see all my board games right behind me over here. So it just has a lot of different purposes that you can use it for. And I just wanted to share that all with you. If you have any questions about how to use your phone as a doc cam, anything in here, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you in the comment section or in a DM on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, not a problem, because I'm going to give you my handle right now. It's Bridget P. Karp, BridgetPKarp. That's my handle on Instagram. You'll see me, it's a picture of me in a white shirt that says speech language pathology. And you can follow me there for updates on all things speech therapy and any of the hobbies I talked about. I hope this was helpful. Have a great day, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.